Hello everyone. Good afternoon. My name is Guna. I'm going to talk to you and share with you a bit about KL Sport City. This is a project that was built specifically for the Asian Sea Games back in 2017. It's not a new stadium. It's an existing stadium that was built in 1998 for the Commonwealth Games back then. So it's about 20 years old. So we were MRCB, as the company mentioned below, together with the architect Populous, we were tasked to go and rejuvenate the entire stadium. And if you're not doing something from new, you're just doing cosmetic surgery. It becomes more complicated, especially if you've got no record of information on the past stadium that was built. So I'll just take you guys through very quickly about on the slides, yeah? A bit about MRCB is a large government-linked company, very strong in property development and engineering work. We have a huge engineering division. Most of our development are transport-oriented development. We start doing our development with transport at the back of our mind, and then we integrate the township and all the development towards the transport planning that we have already set aside. Besides that, we also actively involved in this new volumetric building management system. It's a very comprehensive, fast-track build-up of property and property-related structures. And specifically today, I'm here to share about the rejuvenation of Kuala Lumpur Sport City. All right? A bit about the project, so you understand who are the stakeholders of the project. The government of Malaysia, the Ministry of Sports, was the ultimate client. And then Rukun Juang was a fully owned subsidiary of MRCB, which is a property development arm. They were the one who took up the contract from the government to rejuvenate the entire stadium. And then the MRCB Builders was the main contractor for the project. We worked with a group of 20 local and international consultants, and we had about 23 international contractors. Now, before I go further, I've shared this presentation in other parts of the world. We shared it in Wembley last year, November. We shared it in Berlin for the World Architectural Festival. We shared it in Amsterdam, in Singapore, in Jakarta. I'm happy to be in China. And there's a reason why this project got a lot of attention, simply because this project was done in a remarkable 15 months from the day we hit the ground. And the cost of the project is 2.3 billion yuan. Right? 2.3 billion yuan is about 320 million US dollars. Okay, so if you work that out backwards, every day we were doing about 5 million yuan worth of work for 15 months, non-stop. Okay, we had 1,700 workers. We had a project management team consisting of 122 people. And like I said, we got a huge team of consultants here. We had two architects. We had the concept architect, which was Populous. We had a local architect, because the regulation in Malaysia. We had mechanical, electrical engineers. We had civil structure. We had facade architects. We had lighting architects, sound system architects, security consultants. So we had a whole load of consultants participated in this job, and they came from all over the world. And we're very excited to share that, because the sound consultant here was the same guy who did Wembley. Okay, so we brought that kind of involvement into the project. And the whole idea of bringing this kind of high-level involvement is because we did a huge benchmarking exercise before we went and built the stadium. I personally visited 40 stadiums in Europe, in the UK, parts of China. I even came here and visited before we actually went and started doing design and construction for this entire stadium. Okay. What you see here is the facade. This is a typical blade that was fabricated with aluminium, extruded aluminium. And what we did in different is that we inserted an LED light strip there, which is highly programmable. So the LED strip light will actually be able to display font, text, and images from a distance of about 120 to 150 meters. And the whole idea was we wanted to activate the facade lighting around the stadium. And this facade eventually helped us win a couple of awards, which I'll talk about later. The interior of the stadium here, this is the National Stadium, it's a 85,000 seated capacity. We replaced all the seats, all the lights, and all the sound system in just under 4.5 months. Okay, so it's all about planning, and I'll share how we did that. This is the brand new suite that we built up. As you can see, the full glass height is from the bottom to the top of the suite. So if you walk in the suite, and this is an exact photo from an entrance of the door, you can look at the apex of the roof, giving you the grand entrance experience into the National Stadium. The facade blades actually resemble the Malayan tiger. It's the stripes of the Malayan tiger. That's why it was all around the stadium. Okay. The second stadium we rejuvenated was the Axiata Arena, which is an indoor stadium, 15,000 seated capacity. We had a lot of concerts here. We had Ed Sheeran, Bruno Mars, a couple of huge artists. We had Lionel Richie, and a few others are coming down, I think, later this year. I think the Chinese know we had Jackie Chong there as well. So we had a lot of concerts in this indoor arena. We replaced all the seats, all the sound system. We have a suspended 4K screen up there, and then we have this royal suite done up as well, giving it a different feel, but very much indoor, air conditioned, cool and nice for indoor activities. So the project was originally targeted to be completed in 17 months for 5 different stadiums. We finished the project in 15 months, just under 15 months. Extensive procurement and contract management, as I mentioned to you, the contract was just over 2 billion in Chinese yuan, 2 billion. And extensive site construction, coordination and sequencing. So how did we do it? One of the things we did was, I'll share in the next slide, we went into this automated palm desktop softwares. Everybody had a phone, everybody has a tab. We brought in a software that was quite famous in the construction industry called Aconex. It was linked up to all the consultants around the world and all the contractors on site. So every single drawing that needed an approval could be submitted online, and it got approved within less than 3 hours. So anybody in the rest of the part of the world could just access to it and get approvals done. And I'll explain a bit more on that. Now, the other fascinating thing that we did was this aquatic center. This aquatic center had a membrane suspended roof, and this membrane suspended roof was pin joint on post-tension design. So it's a huge piece of membrane, which is 7,500 square meters, PVC, and it came in one piece from Sergei Ferrari in France. Now the challenge about raising up this roof was you got to lift it up in one piece. And highly technical, because all the cables that were connecting to the pin joints around the membrane were all supposed to be pre-stressed at a certain tension range that was specified. So we engaged a company from Germany, I think it's called Pfeiffer Cable. So Pfeiffer did a fantastic job in finishing this project in 6 months actually. It was targeted to finish in 12, but finished it in 6 months. And the whole idea is I'll show you how it looks after that. Before that, we also had these blades that I was talking to you earlier. This is some photo of the construction. There were 678 blades around the stadium. And again, the purposes of the blade was to have that stripe feeling and giving the old stadium a cover. So at the same time, keeping the structure and giving an input to the light facade on the exterior. So I explained about the web-based software platform. We had regular meetings daily, twice a day. We implemented 5S and Sashik for the entire project from day one, because space was so limited, so we had to bring every material in on a timed manner, because if you had too much material on site, then we couldn't do the landscape at the plaza. Okay. Project also won a couple of awards, as I said earlier. The hockey pitches won the FIH Global Elite, which is the highest certified hockey pitch in the world. If you go to FIH website, There's only one stadium in the whole world that have FIH Global Elite. That's the Bukit Jalil Hockey Beach Stadium. Okay, so the FIH has four categories, and the highest is FIH Global Elite. Right, so we got that award for the government. We are FINA Certified Aquatic Center. We completed 3 million man hours without lost time injury. We won 11 local and international awards, including Stadium of the Year 2018 in Netherlands. We won the International Architecture Award 2018 in Chicago, United States. We won the Singapore Gold Design Mark last year as well. We won the PIPDA Best Refurbished Development Award in Malaysia. I think we are now being shortlisted hopefully for the Aga Khan Award for stadiums. This is the picture of the completed stadium. That's the aquatic center with the suspended roof that I was talking about. The membrane is up on pre-tension, on a pin joint up here, right? And the mast is a single mast inclined. This is the facade at the arrival of the aquatic center. We had this canopy walkway coming in because Malaysia is very hot. So people were always particular about having access covered, So we built this customized walkway, and the walkway had a twist on it at the edge, actually mirroring the twist at the fins of the National Stadium. That was the landscape and the facade. This is the lighting effect on the facade, on the landscape area during the night, and this is the covered canopy walkway that goes down straight into the MRT station at the bottom. So if you come to the stadium, you just get a train there and you're off into the entire sports park, the sports city. We have also managed to push KL Sports City as one of the top 10 places to be visited in Kuala Lumpur, if you happen to go there now. It was never that case before. That's an actual shot taken during the opening of the SEA Games in Kuala Lumpur. As you can see, the facade is fully lit up. All the lights are customizable, programmable as well. You can have, if it's a football match and a goal is scored, you can have goal and the ball bouncing around it. So it's a very interactive, very dynamic facade. Obviously, that is your aquatic center and all the other facilities around it, huge plaza and landscape area. So that's pretty much about KL Sports City. If anybody got any questions, I'll try to answer them.